be more aware of them, and just ask yourself and reflect yourself, what has this connection brought to you, you know? Ask yourself these questions, because as of recently I have also been forced also in very deep reflection and shadow work in regards to my own past relationships and connections to my so-called friends. And I'm starting to question these friendships and what they've actually brought to me. Of course, when you are a very young person, more so unaware person, and you don't have any guidance around, like experienced guidance around even older people, they are not as mature as they believe it to be, unfortunately, like age does not equal maturity and experience, not necessarily, not all the time. Some people just stay the same, doesn't matter what they experience, and for their reason don't want to share or guide it, and not and if not in a correct manner. And be wary about your friendship, and be very careful who you select to be your close friend, or who you trust, you know and in more in this spiritual context, for example, in my case, I'm always taking real life example out of my own life. You see how much I'm glowing right now, right? It was partially due to my own self-work, yes, but also partially too, a huge portion of it, by me retrieving essences and energies back from people who do not actually deserve it. They did not deserve my back then attention, my back then love, appreciation, my time, my authenticity. They did not, because they did not reciprocate it in appropriate manner. If not, I mean, you need to have a healthy sense of self-worth, of course. How you can build a healthy sense of self-worth without experiencing these negativities, right? It's a good question, but I there's a good there's a good wisdom that I want to share with you with this. The stupid man repeats the same mistake without learning from it. The knowledgeable man um, makes a mistake and learns from it, but the wise man learns from other people and does not need to make the mistake in the first place. So listen to me, this comes out of my own school of life. It's like I have been around ungrateful people. I've been around people who took me for granted just because I was their friend, just because I was their friend, gave them the privilege of being in my presence, in my time, of my wisdom, of my knowledge, of my sincere concern, and, you know, sincere concerns, and just support. They just take it for granted because they did never learn how to appreciate something valuable in their life. You must stay away from these people. And if you are in such a connection, teach them a lesson to remove yourself from these places so they can fucking learn to appreciate things, because they seem to not realize the worth you're bringing under the table. It's different between friendships, friendships, true friendships, they do reciprocate on a heart and soul and spirit level, and also material level. They see the value in another person, and out of the appreciation of another person, you gift freely to each other. And you stay aware that you don't take too much and you don't give too much either. You know what I mean? And if you give too much, it just really comes from a place of like, okay, just take it. Like, I have more than enough. I don't care about it. And but you should also use this as a tool too, to see the reaction to it as well. You know, see their reaction to it as well. Test them too, if you know what I mean. Some people are just around you too because they subconsciously know that you are in overabundance of energy, of everything that you cultivated over the years, and they like can passively take and don't even show a grain of gratitude for it. They are just passive parasites, you know. Be wary of these friendships. They will take more from you than you ever expected now, not just on a physical level, on a spiritual, mental, emotional, on fucking every level. If you let them come into your sacred space of an inner temple, you know, of an inner wealth. Some people out there, and I'm telling you, are unconscious vampires, unconscious um, energy saplings because they don't have a life on their own. They just are literally living the program. They are empty inside and they are like a void and they need to be filled. And you're cultivating your own inner growth and what have you not. And they will just passively take from you because they don't have anything inside of them. Like they can be the nicest people ever. They can be I don't know what else, but like if they're not working on themselves, if not pursuing an evolutionary path on many levels, usually they're not. They will just passively vamp from you, from what you are cultivating. I'm telling you, keep yourself away from these people. You know, they will just continuously take and take and take because it's unfortunate like that because they really in their essence don't have anything inside of them. They do not cultivate any spiritual wisdom, knowledge, insight, power, energy. Is nothing. It's like it's weird to observe that. Of course you can protect yourself from it, but let me tell you, the more you are around these people, you know, you get sucked in and you actually waste not just energy, also your own time, because with time the more you grow, the more you are following your true authentic path and your self-development, the less these people feel incongruence and in harmony with you. And the more this happens, the more disharmonious this whole connection will get, the more this in alignment will you feel when you are around them. So be always aware of these people and also be aware what happens after if you are disconnecting from them. You know, usually it was weird, like if they are more like these passive parasites, for example, and you even know what I'm talking about. You feel shit when you're in their presence. You don't know why exactly. You feel taken advantage of, and they don't even do it consciously or even consciously. I don't care. I don't know, and I don't care. I don't want to know. You know, but you just know it inside. You know, that's no big secret behind it. You would just simply know it because you're giving too much and you receive less, less and less and less. And at the end, you just feel that taken advantage of, you feel downgraded, you feel not in alignment being around these people. And plus, they also create etheric connections to you. You know, every connection creates etheric connections, like a tunnel, like energy cords to them. And when they are have in their mind that they have the privilege, subconsciously or consciously, to be in your space of your own cultivated wealth of whatever shape or form, they feel, I don't know how to say that, they feel like entitled to take from you continuously, even though you're not even friends with them anymore on a physical plane. That happens to me too. You know, their fucking ancestors, for example, it's also a crazy story. Their fucking ancestors pull up in my fucking dream and they want to eat on my fucking table. And now eating in dreams, let me tell you a secret, eating in dreams or getting um you take something from another person in a dream to eat from, you making a contract, you know, you eat the blessings, you know, and it becomes dark. Basically, what it shows you is like they're eating your blessings or you eating your blessings for their causes. They will continue to take from you your blessings, your life force, for your time, whatever, what have you, because they still feel entitled to you, even afterwards you disconnected from them. So that's why learn to practice cord cutting, you know, learn to practice cord cutting, even attack the back and friend and become their enemies, because curse working or hexes or what have you, destructive working is the fastest way, it's the fastest fucking way of destroying any resemblance of friendships or what have you, It doesn't need to be very drastic or big or even do so, like what the fuck, like who the fuck they believe that they are, like to just take advantage of you like that and not even are grateful for you either, do that, take the energies back, vamp back, take what is rightfully yours. And the more I did that, the more I became more myself, the more became in my power, the more I felt in alignment with own true self. Because these people, it can also happen when you are long around of such similar people, what I've described is they take some characteristics from you away from you. It's like called destiny swap or some shit like that. They take some characteristics from you and they use it for themselves. They also lived more and more financially better lives and a different more lifestyle. And me being stuck, and I realized it. And I always wondered myself why I was struggling so much, why I've been stuck so much, because I wasn't aware back then of these spiritual, metaphysical dynamics between relationships and friendships, which are toxic in nature. They take from you possibly characteristics, pa- partially your destinies to use for themselves. Again, they don't need to be even doing it consciously. They can even be characteristically nice, but still you just feel weird around them because they passively take, because they're just empty vessels, because they don't cultivate shit. And if they're cultivating shit and they're doing it consciously, they're not friends, they're just forest snakes, and you expose them by your intuition. So yeah, the more I disconnected through immense amount of cord cuttings, demonic workings of destruction, and reclaiming through vampirism all of what they've stolen from me, the more I glowed up, the more I became stronger, the more I became and am in my power. And that's just something that I want to lay on your heart and on your mind and spirit to be aware of. Be careful about these past friendships. Take take heed on them, like reflect yourself, feel into yourself. What was the dynamic between you two? How did your life went when you are in presence with them? And afterwards, if you don't anymore friends, if you said, I'm leaving your dusty ass and just doing my own thing, and how your dynamic shifted, and if there are still the attachments to it, it's especially dangerous if like this friendship or connection was for years, it's very strong chords, strong connections. You must then like make very deep ritualistic practices and psychic practices to disconnect from them and retrieve everything you have been stolen from or taken away from, and I will give later on some examples how you may do that, so but yeah, take take into consideration that your past relationships of any kind, and just to be safe, then sorry, do a general cord cutting, do a general destructive working upon any and all connections that you may have cultivated that just are continuously taking from you, and you must then rewind it to siphon back what has been taken from you, and then I'm telling you, you will fucking glow up and ascend with fucking potent rocket fuel into your version of your heavens or underworld planes, wherever your home is, but you will see, you will immensely glow and immensely grow if you start to consciously, ritualistically, spiritually disconnect from the past and any relationships, even after they ended, etherically from them. I'm telling you, it's a damn cheat code. And you must, when they are disconnecting from you and they want to reconnect to you, you must keep their dusty asses out of your life, because you're about to open up a new chapter and you're about to realize your highest and best version of yourself. So keep that in your mind, soul, and spirit and body of flesh. Okay? Okay. Other than that, Naga bless, and we shall see and hear us again.